Oh my gosh. Oh my god.
Hello, YouTube.
I hope you guys got to hear Polly.
Hello, YouTube. I brought treats today so we could get our kitties to come over and say hello to you. Polly's behind me.
Big boy Polly.
Come over here.
He's like 18 pounds. You guys need to see him.
Come here. Come into the spotlight. Hello. Thank you for joining us today, you guys.
Welcome to the Chattery.
Welcome to the Chattery. I am Katie.
The Stevenator.
Steven and Katie.
Steven.
Or Stevenator. Whatever Steven wants to be called is what we call him. We're going to chat today for maybe about 15 to 20 minutes. And today's topic is, what do I do if I found a kitty?
What do you do?
I found this. What do I do with it?
What happens? Yeah, essentially happens when you find a cat, kittens, or a pregnant mom. What you should do. And also take everything that we're saying with, I don't want to say a grain of salt, but every city and town and state will be different in the sense of each shelter is going to be different with how they handle when people try to bring them cats and they don't have space. So we're going to deep dive into all this.
That's right.
Put your gloves on.
Yeah, like Steven said, we're going to kind of talk about what we do here as a shelter, what our policies are, what our procedures are. And again, that may not apply to a shelter area, but more than likely, if they're a nonprofit organization, their policies aren't far off from ours when it comes to intake and animal intake and care and all of that, especially during kitten season.
Yes, big sign. Yeah. Not only is it what we're talking about relevant, but it's extra relevant because it's kitten season and there's so many. Oh my, you see yourself, honey. There's so many kittens right now.
There's so many kittens.
My brother works in Ohio at a county animal shelter. Yeah. The county is taken care of, and they got bombed with like 40 kittens in one weekend.
Yeah, I believe that.
It's everywhere. Just because we're in Texas doesn't mean it's not going to happen in Oregon or Washington or Alaska.
That's right. So what do we do when you find a cat? So step one. Obviously, you want to make sure that the cat is safe. The cat is healthy. If it's not healthy, it may need to see a vet.
Yeah, I think we need to pause on that really quick. When people come to us, hey, this cat, it looks sick, it looks injured. We are not a vet staff. We are not a veterinarian. We're not a hospital. We don't have that kind of tools on hand.
No, we don't have a vet that actually is here at our shelter.
Yeah.
We do have a mobile clinic, and we do have a vet that works in the mobile clinic. But again, that's part-time, and she's not always here whenever things happen.
Well, she's not here. She's only on the bus.
She's not here when things happen, period.
Yeah, exactly.
So something to keep in mind whenever you find an injured cat, the first place you might need to go is a vet, not a shelter. Unless you call ahead and the shelter says yes,
Yeah.
We have a vet.
And again, that goes into
Gulf Coast Humane Society here has a vet.
Okay, see, there you go.
That doesn't mean that they can take every medical animal that needs help. But it does mean that if they were to acquire a cat that needs something, there's a higher chance they'll be able to help them, within their facility than instead of what is it like?
Time that maybe give you resources to other hospitals. Yeah. Now, segue into that. A lot of people say, "Hey, I just found this cat. This is not my cat. I don't want to keep the cat, but it's injured. I'm not I'm a good person, but I can't keep it."
Yeah.
Awesome. I get that. I'm an animal person, but I find many animals and I can't keep them all. But what you can do is try to find it medical attention if need be. And if you can't afford that, there's a lot of options that you can dive into. You just have to be willing to go there. Some vet places have where you can set up a GoFundMe page, or not even GoFundMe, but a donation page.
Yeah, a donation page. They'll accept donations on your behalf.
Yep.
Chester. Sorry, he likes to jump right on the keyboard every time. He likes it when we yell, "No, Chester." So, like Stephen was saying, a lot of animal hospitals have ways for you to pay either over time
or in payments.
Yeah, in payments or through in-kind donations. people who are able to help out, maybe that you don't even know, you can reach on social media.
Dude, social media is going to be our biggest key factor, common denominator in all of this. Social media is going to be your best friend. If you're not on it, you know someone who might be on it, or maybe not. Maybe ask somebody, maybe a neighbor who is on their social media. There's so many, like I know here in Corpus, there's Rescue United, 361, Lost and Found, all different kinds of pages that are local, and you can go on there and say, "Hey guys, I found this cat. It's not mine. I don't want to just leave it here, but it needs medical attention. Please help me. This is where the cat is. Can you please help me?" I've had scenarios. I've had friends who found a pregnant dog. They had the space. They did not have the funds.
Yeah.
So what they did, they agreed with other people, I'll keep the dogs here in the space here, but I need help with money to the vet. I need food. So strangers that she has never met in her life came every other day, bringing her food, paying for the vet bills. That dog had like 8 cats, or I'm sorry, eight puppies.
Whoa, that's wild.
Yeah, but you just gotta try.
That's right.
You can't down yourself before you even try. You can't cut your legs off before you try.
Right.
What I'm trying to say.
So yeah, that is step 1. Is the cat healthy enough, in your opinion, to receive, care from a shelter? A shelter who is likely not only understaffed but also underfunded. Our shelter is run completely on donations.
Yeah.
We don't receive government funding. We don't receive any, government grants. Any grant we receive, we've worked for.
Yeah.
Any donations we receive, we've asked for. And it's not always enough. There are some months where it's really hard to get by as a shelter, and employ the people that we have. And I think that's something a lot of people don't think about is we don't have unlimited funds.
Yeah.
It's unlimited space.
That too.
You can see our giant room here, and right now it's a little.
Our actual facility. It's
on
our
we have it here on YouTube as well.
Or on YouTube. Go take a look. We kind of guide you towards our facility, but again, we are not gigantic.
We're a pretty small shelter. We do well with the space that we have, but we are cage free, so that does come with certain limitations, such as we can't just have a bunch of cats in the room. Like, we have to have a limit.
Yeah, we have to introduce them slowly.
Yeah.
If you guys ever watch our TikTok live, Facebook live, you'll hear us talk about all the time. The big cages in our room are for cats that need more time adjusting. Cats are very territorial, so sometimes they're gonna be a little cranky.
Exactly.
Or sometimes we hit the jackpot and they're like, "Woo, best friend!" Like
sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
So that being said, we also, when a new cat comes into our facility, and this may be true for a shelter in your area, they must go through a quarantine phase.
Mm-hmm.
Because we are cage free, it is difficult for us to. Hold on a second, we got a notification. Please hold.
Please hold.
I'm gonna keep talking while it loads. It's trying to tell us to restart the computer, so just wait a second. What was I saying? We lost track.
The space.
Oh yeah. They must go through a quarantine phase. So that quarantine phase can be anywhere from a few days up to 10 days, up to 14 days. And that's because of certain illnesses, skin conditions that have shown up in that amount of time. We don't want to put them in here and then spread a potential illness, whether it be skin or an upper respiratory infection of some kind. So they need time to kind of process.
Yeah, which you'll hear a lot with people who rescue and foster is decompressing. Or even when you adopt from us, we tell you to put your new baby in a very small room so they can decompress. Essentially, what that means is so they can process all of the stress, that they can feel comfortable to some degree to come out of their crate, their little hiding spot. So there's a lot going on here. It's very stressful for the cat in general, what just happened to them. Then it can be very stressful too for the staff. And geared towards, we're going to talk about more of us, our smaller staff.
Yeah.
So the more and more cats that we get, and the more unexpected cats that we get, that is, it's now we love all our babies.
We love cats. That's why we work here.
Yeah, but it's tough, guys. Tough. We're humans. We're people. We have emotions. The cats have emotions and feelings as well. So
Yeah.
just think about when you find an animal. Are you ready to take on some kind of responsibility?
Exactly.
Because most people, when they find them, I don't want to say most people. Some people find them. Oh, it's going to be someone else's problem. Here, just whether drop it here, take it here. That's not always the case.
And on that note too, it's great when people want to help.
Mm-hmm.
And
yes.
part of our emotional struggle comes from we want to help every cat and we know that we can't. So when somebody comes with a cat that we can't help, not only is that emotional for us, but it's emotional for the person who has found the cat.
Oh, absolutely.
We understand that, and we're trying. We want to help. A lot of shelters will be able to give you resources. Maybe they have a foster network that you don't have access to yet. We have fosters right now. They're all completely full. They're overloaded with kittens. But there's lots of different ways that a shelter can assist you without immediately taking it off your hands.
Yeah, you got to kind of meet us halfway.
Yeah.
It's a give and take. It's a community effort in general. So, like this is a community effort. We're a nonprofit, and because of you guys helping us, this is what we can do and what we can provide for the cats. But it's not a guarantee of our money coming in.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So, Patreon is a great way that kind of helps us a little bit kind of plan, because that's a subscribe-based content. You can essentially do your own increments, or
yeah, you can choose how much you want to donate on a monthly basis, and all of that is something we're able to see like on a spreadsheet, and that helps us know exactly how much money is coming in from that source that month, which does help us budget better.
Yeah.
When normally donations, they kind of fluctuate. Some months it might be more, some months it might be a lot less, some months might be nothing. So hopefully never nothing, knock on wood.
Yeah.
We have a really great community of supporters, and we couldn't do this without you guys and without them. That being said, when it comes time to take care of an animal that we're not expecting, it puts a lot of stress on the shelter. It puts a lot of stress on the people emotionally, and it puts a lot of stress on just like the budget in general. We already have promised all of these cats that you see, and then some.
Well, yeah, you have to think too. We have an intake, essentially, list.
We have a waiting list.
Yeah, a waiting list.
Most shelters do.
Yeah, so remember that also. Like when you just come up to the shelter,
there's people who are waiting.
Yeah,
already
that are waiting patiently. And this is most of this also is a patient thing. You be patient with us, and vice versa. We'll be patient with you, but you got to be willing to meet your organization you're trying to seek information and help from. You got to meet them halfway. Don't cut them off at the legs.
Exactly.
There's things that we can give you and guide you, and then you kind of got to take that and go run with it.
Exactly.
Social media is so important for organizations like ours, or just in general, when you find an animal and you're like, holy hell, what do I do?
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times, I'm 33, how many times I have found a sick, injured, or just stray animal. I'm like, holy F-bomb, I don't know what to do. But I'm an animal person and I love it, but it's extremely stressful.
It is stressful.
Depending on, too, how you acquire these animals, you know. Did you find them on the highway, or they just walked up to you in a park? It's all kinds of different things.
Exactly.
But please remember that the community also can help you. Maybe you don't have the space, or maybe you do have the space. Maybe you can do it for 3 days. Just 3 days, and then maybe somebody else can take over for fostering, or even adopt them. There's so many other organizations that kind of help shelters as well. You just gotta get on your social media and look at the good stuff. Stop all the crap that's not going to help you figure out what to do. Start Googling and looking up shelters around you, Facebook groups that are on there, Instagram groups. Just try to get the word out there, and be patient, because sometimes the right person doesn't see your post till days later, maybe weeks later, or even hours later, you know. Oh, look at the taffy, look at the taffy.
I love her.
Yeah. But again, remember, you know, when you guys find a stray, and you go somewhere and they say, "I'm sorry, we don't have space," don't take that as, "I don't want to help you.
It's not
Get
personal.
out of here."
It's not personal.
It
I
is
guarantee whoever it is you're talking to wants to help you, but they cannot. There's physically either no space, no money, no fosters. And that doesn't mean that they can't help you. It just means they can't immediately relieve you
Yes.
of this responsibility that you've taken on.
So just take a breather. Just breathe for a second. You know what I mean? It's going to be all good. It's going to be all good.
It is. And if you think about, especially in, relation to kittens, specifically, because it's kitten season, the length of time it takes to foster kittens is really, in the whole span of time, not that long.
Yeah.
Most kittens are fully ready to go to a new home by 8 weeks.
Mm.
And if you found a kitten that maybe is a couple weeks old, that's only a couple more weeks that they need. They just need a roof and a safe place to be so that they can grow and get ready for adoption.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So just something to think about as far as when you find a stray animal, no matter where you live in the country, there may be a shelter that maybe isn't overwhelmed, and that's great. If you can find one, that's amazing, and it doesn't hurt to call ahead.
No, here's the thing too. Say there's a lot of people who work in foster and rescue rehabilitation, but a lot of people work in transport. So
that's true.
Maybe you live in a rural community or a tiny town or a small city or a city that just doesn't have resources, but a couple of cities over, or maybe if you're, bordering another state, check out all the other options that are out there. Some people might be willing to take that animal the distance.
Exactly.
So whether it's for free or some money, there are people who will transport. Say someone's like, "Hey, I can totally take those mom and 9 kittens off your hands." Oh, 2 hours away or 5 hours away. Find somebody who can transport. Ask, "Hey, I found someone who's willing," or even halfway.
Yeah.
Someone drive an hour, 2 hours.
That's a good idea.
Or communicate with someone. "Hey, I have someone who can drive from Austin to San Antonio, but I need someone from San Antonio to pick up to bring to El Paso," or whatever might be the case. But it's a community effort, you guys. So don't be scared to ask and ask questions.
And be creative.
Be creative, but also be patient and try to listen to the things that these shelters are trying to tell you guys. I know that sometimes it's a very emotional, stressful day. You just don't have time for this. This is on top of everything.
Yeah.
Girl, we get it. We get it. Okay. We work in a shelter every day, and every day something is different. It never goes the same. That's just the trick of the trade.
Exactly.
So plenty of us here that work at the Cattery find stray animals. There's a huge problem in Corpus with stray animals. So you'd be lucky to go down the street without seeing one.
Honestly, though, that's true.
But just remember, if you don't remember anything from this video, just remember that we are here to help you. Be compassionate with us, vice versa. Be patient. Use that social media. If you don't have it, that's cool. Somebody else might. Don't be afraid to ask. You know what I mean? What do you?
Jeepers.
Oh, jeepers! I hope you guys. I wish we could.
Jeepers. I know. Look at him. Show his belly.
Whatever. Yeah. He's like, turn off the computer already. You guys talk so much.
I like how it's funny when I don't have any treats, all the cats are just gone.
Yeah.
And then watch.
Watch.
Oh, come on.
Here we go.
Come on, Polly.
Here we go. We got some that you can't see coming around.
Polly is just like hiding behind me. Come on.
There he comes. There he is.
There's a big boy. Look at him.
There's Jeepers. Nice. But again, if you guys have any questions about, oh God, what happens if, say you haven't found an animal, but you're like, oh God, what happens if I do? Should I be prepared?
Yeah.
You know?
Sorry, it kind of If you haven't found an animal but you want to help, donate.
Or hey, be a foster.
Be a foster. Fostering saves lives.
And here's my thing. Oh, I've never done it before. I don't know what to do. That's great. There's a first time for everything.
That's right.
Okay? We can help you. We will help you go along with this. There's also, again, social media. There are plenty of groups, thank you, groups and organizations that are just information based. The
Kittenlady.org is a great resource if you found kittens, especially kittens that are really young, tiny little babies, little nuggets. They need extra care. But there are even, I know a lot of places they have even teenage cats and dogs that need a foster.
Yeah, absolutely. Seniors need fosters. I mean,
yeah,
any animal that doesn't have a home needs a foster. Exactly. Or a safe place, just a safe place, and who knows, you might foster fail and fall in love.
Exactly.
Okay.
Which we like here. We like foster fails.
Right. Or yourself. Maybe you might. Here's another one we didn't really go into, but how I acquired a cat. My friend was like, "Hey, I found this cat. I can't keep it. I kept him to foster him." And then you start asking, "Hey, some of your friends. Hey, do you know anybody that could hang on to the cat or that wants the cat?" Start networking through your friends, because your friends have friends that you don't know about. Okay, I'm just saying that. I'm just saying, friend. Everybody's got different friends that maybe you don't talk to, or maybe coworkers. You know what I mean? You just don't know until you ask. You might assume someone's not an animal person, but they're an animal person. Okay, I've seen some gnarly big, just loving on. Okay.
True. So to recap, what should you do when you find a cat? Number 1 is to make sure the cat's okay, make sure it's safe. Number 2 is to start making phone calls. Call your local shelters, your local rescue, see if they have space. If they don't have space, ask them when they think they might have space. It's possible that if you found an animal, you may have to hang on to it for a little while. And that's okay. It's just a short amount of time.
It's not the end of the world.
Step 3, get on social media. If you don't have social media, find someone who does. I guarantee you know someone who has social media who can help you get the word out about this animal you just found. Oh, another thing to talk about too is, real quick, there's apps like Nextdoor. It's called Nextdoor.
Oh my God, when did I think of that?
Perhaps the animal you found is not actually stray.
Yes.
Maybe it's just lost and it needs help finding its way home. Taking him to a vet, getting a microchip scan. All of our cats are microchipped. A lot of shelters have microchip programs for their animals, dogs and cats. And it's possible that the animal has just gotten out. Maybe they're lost, or they're scared, and they don't know what to do. So if you can step in, make sure the cat or dog is not already owned. Get the microchip scanned. Start posting on Nextdoor in the area you found the animal. Craigslist, Facebook. See if anyone's missing that animal. Yeah. It's possible.
We even here in Corpus, we have a lost pets line. That you call. Give the information about your lost pet.
A lot of cities have that.
Yeah, or a found pet. And if somebody calls, they'll be able to connect you guys.
And if they are microchipped, guess what? That's even better, because then you can immediately call the microchip company and make sure that animal's reported as found. Because somebody's missing that animal and they've reported it as lost, that company can hook you guys up and you can get that animal to its home. If the animal's not microchipped, which happens a lot as well, call your shelter, see if they have space. Start getting on social media, take pictures of the animal, post pictures of them, see if anybody wants to foster, if you're not able to foster, or if anyone's interested in adopting. So those are really the steps. And if you do end up going to a shelter with the animal, try really hard to have patience. Everybody is overwhelmed here in Texas. I know there's some areas of the country where they actually have a shortage of animals.
Yeah, and that's where the transportation.
And that's where transports go to. Yeah. They're playing with that together.
Oh gosh.
I wish I had my phone.
Yeah, I wish you guys could see this.
I could turn. Oh, she's gonna stop now.
She's like,
what?
I think I don't know.
Stop it! You were just playing together.
You're fine.
So yeah, those are the steps, guys. If you find an animal and not sure what to do, please try everything you can if you're taking on this responsibility, to follow it through all the way.
Yeah. Let's talk about that too.
Yeah, don't dump the animal off on someone else. It's not someone else's problem.
Yeah.
Many places want to help you. Many places will not be able to help you, and that's part of it. But yeah, we're doing the best we can at the Cattery.
Yeah, and just remember, every person that works at an animal shelter, more than likely, is home. But the reality of the situation sometimes, we just don't have the space, and it breaks our hearts. It truly does.
And it doesn't hurt to ask,
Yeah.
Because there may be a day we do have extra space we weren't considering. Maybe we didn't anticipate more adoptions than we expected, less intakes than we expected, like perhaps people didn't show up. So again, it does not hurt to ask, but it does hurt whenever you just leave an animal.
Yeah, and let's segue to that. Just dropping an animal somewhere.
Illegal.
It's illegal. Some states are different and more hardcore than others. But morally, think about that. If I could say some words, think about that. Okay? Especially if they're young cats, man, or young pups. Don't just put them in a bag, tie them up, and bring them places to try to find where they can be taken. They're animals. They have fears and whatnot. So please be mindful of that as well.
Right. That kind of wraps it up.
Yeah. As you can tell, we're very passionate about our babies.
Very.
And what we do in this in our rescuing here.
So
yeah.
That being said, if you want to help, donate. You can donate to us directly. If you're not local and you want to donate to a local shelter, I guarantee they could use your help as well.
Be part of the solution, you guys.
Exactly.
Be part of the solution.
Help us help you.
Yeah. Stop getting on the actually bring your body, your warm body, and donate. Foster, open up your home. Maybe you can foster for a week or two or something, but
it makes a difference.
It sure does, man. It sure does. So
Holly's getting out the treats.
Oh.
Good boy.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We're gonna go live tonight again, 7 p.m. on TikTok and Facebook. If you want to see some cats, we're gonna be on our phones, so we'll actually be moving around the room, introducing the kitty cats, giving you cat facts, answering your questions live. So please join us tonight at 7 p.m. Again, that's from Facebook and TikTok, whichever one's more comfortable for you. We will see you then.
Oh, look, Cecily.
Oh, yeah, there's Cecily. I'm like pointing way over there. She's over there. There she is.
And one of our newer ones, Miss Xena, Warrior Princess.
Yeah, if you want to see more of these kitty cats, come join us tonight at 7 p.m. Central.
Yeah.
Say bye. I'm Mama's. Say bye. She's so cute. She's so cross-eyed.
She's so tiny Tim.
Bye.
Tiny Tim. Tiny. Tiny Tim.